Hey guys, thank you so much for joining BrittanyKingLiveWorkouts.com, where I teach and record online fitness to help you reach your goals through strength and nutrition. And today, guess what? We are making a healthy, delicious, protein-packed dessert. Yes, we are. It could be a dessert dip, or it could even be like a chocolate pudding. However you want to do it. Now, do not skip this. Do not turn it off. Do not get scared, because I am using tofu. Yes, I am. I am using a half of a block of firm tofu, extra firm tofu actually, okay? So all I did was open up the package, drain it, and I just blotted it off. And now all I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut it, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, into nice big chunks, and then I'll crumble it into my handy dandy blender. Now if you don't have a blender, no worries. You can always use a food processor. Okay, so I have my blender right here. I'm just gonna crumble it as I put it in there. If you've never had tofu, I'm telling you to try it in something like a dessert dip or in those salad dressings that I've posted earlier, because tofu has an interesting texture to it. It has no flavor to it. It kind of takes on the flavor of whatever you put with it. Okay, but the interesting texture of just eating it straight up, you might not like it that way, and that's okay, okay? But if you try it like this, to where it's more of, it takes on like a chocolatey flavor, and it's kind of creamy, you might find that you like it, or you might just be surprised, okay? Put this, whoops, off to the side. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in some protein powder, okay? This is Orgain protein powder. It is the creamy chocolate fudge, all right? This is plant-based, however, you can use whey-based, okay? Whatever you like or you prefer, use it. I'm gonna use the full serving of 2 scoops. So here we go, 1 and 2. Okay, then from here, we're gonna add in real maple syrup. Now, this is actual maple syrup where the only ingredient is maple syrup, okay? There's no added sugars or anything like that. So I highly suggest getting real maple syrup, because you're gonna find that it's really good. It actually tastes a lot better than some of the other store-bought brands that aren't real maple syrup. Now you're gonna pay a little bit extra for it, but it has this rich, deep flavor, and you're gonna love it, I promise. Okay, so we're gonna just take 1/8 of a cup, all right? And yes, this I did get at Costco. How'd you know? 1/8 of a cup right there. And then I'm gonna take cocoa powder, okay? And cocoa powder is where this rich, deep chocolate is gonna come from. And I'm just gonna do 1/8 of a cup, because when you do your cocoa powder, it's very bitter, okay? So if you do a lot more, you might have to find you have to add a lot more maple syrup in. So I'm just gonna do 1/8 of a cup, all right? There we go, 1/8 of a cup. And guess what? That's it. That's all you need to put in there. So I'm gonna blend this up. Stick with me here. Occasionally you might find you have to take it off of there and just kind of like scrape down the sides, okay? Because this is gonna be a super thick dessert dip. Now if you want it a little bit thinner, you can always get some almond milk or some water. But once it's done, you're gonna come up with this, which it's hard to see, but it is super thick, super yummy. Yeah, that's so good. Honestly, you could eat it straight up because it's really good. You could also take this and you could dip stuff into it. So my husband and my girls, they like to take pretzels in it, you know, a little sweet, little salty. They like to dip pretzels in it. It is kid approved. And adult approved for that matter. You could also do strawberries or even apples in it. And like I said, you could also just eat it straight up because it's so good. And I did calculate out the fat and the protein and the carbohydrates, just so you guys know. Okay, so for our calories, this will make 4 servings, by the way. 125 calories. Fat, 4 grams of fat. Not much fat, so you might want to add a little fat in there if you want to. You don't have to, okay? Carbohydrates, only 13 grams of carbohydrates. That's pretty awesome considering it's a dessert. And as far as protein, 10 grams of protein, almost 11 grams of protein. That is huge when you're talking about desserts, because not a lot of desserts have a lot of protein in them, right? They have a lot of fat, they have a lot of sugar, they don't have a whole lot of protein. So you have a protein-packed dessert dip. And I want to say thank you so much for joining BrittanyKingLiveWorkouts.com. I hope you really, really enjoyed this. Like this, share this with somebody who loves chocolate, maybe loves tofu. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.